The Barabar Caves are a mystery carved in stone, nestled deep in Bihar, northeastern India. These ancient granite caves have sparked wild debates online. Some claim they are proof of an advanced civilization long lost to history, capable of feats we can barely even comprehend today. Others see them as a testament to the ingenuity of ancient Indian artisans. But what's the truth? Could these caves be older than the pyramids? Or were they, as historians believe, created during the Maurya Empire nearly 2,300 years ago? Let's dive into the heart of these ancient marvels to separate fact from fiction. The Barabar Caves aren't just any old caves. They're entirely carved out of massive granite hills, polished to a mirror-like finish and remarkably precise in their construction. There are 7 in total, split across 2 sites, 4 at Barabar and 3 at Nagarjuni. 2 of these caves were left unfinished, their rough surfaces giving us clues about how they were made. But why would anyone go to such lengths to carve into hard granite? The answer lies in their purpose. These caves weren't just shelters. They were viharas, living spaces for ascetics, people who renounced worldly pleasures to pursue spiritual enlightenment. Living in a cave wasn't just about survival. It was about embracing simplicity and rejecting comfort. Carving into granite offered permanence, protection, and a connection to the spiritual world. Historians believe the caves date back to the Maurya Empire, specifically to the reign of 2 rulers, Ashoka and his grandson. These weren't just ordinary kings, they were visionaries. Ashoka, known for his transformation from a ruthless conqueror to a benevolent ruler, is famous for spreading the teachings of Buddhism. But Ashoka didn't stop at promoting his own faith. Inscriptions found at the caves show he also supported other philosophical schools, including the Ajavikas, a now extinct sect that believed in destiny and a predetermined cosmic order. These inscriptions are key to understanding the cave's origins. One of them, carved into the Sadama cave, dates to 257 BCE. It states that the cave was given to the Ajavikas by King Ashoka himself, 12 years after his coronation. Another, in the Visvakarma cave, also references Ashoka and his donation to the same sect. These records not only date the caves, but also give us a glimpse into the inclusive and tolerant worldwide view of the Maurya rulers. But it's not just the inscriptions that point to the Maurya period. The cave's design and craftsmanship align with other Maurya-era structures. Take the Maurya polish, for example, a technique that gives granite surfaces an almost glass-like sheen. This same polish appears on Ashoka's famous stone pillars scattered across India, connecting the dots between these creations. Now let's talk about the architecture. One of the most intriguing caves is the Lomas Rishi cave. Its facade, with its intricate carvings of elephants and arches, is unmatched in detail and artistry. Inside, however, the cave remains unfinished, its rough ceiling showing clear pickaxe marks. This unfinished state has fueled speculation. Why stop halfway? Was it a lack of resources, or did something else disrupt the work? The Nagarjuni caves, carved slightly later, carry inscriptions from Ashoka's grandson. These caves are even larger, with barrel-vaulted ceilings and polished interiors. They also serve the Ajavikas, reinforcing the idea that this sect held a special place during the Maurya era. But here's where the mystery deepens. Some argue that the cave's precision and polish are too advanced for their time. They claim the caves must be much older, created by a lost civilization with knowledge far beyond that of the Maurya artisans. Their reasoning? The cave's surfaces are so smooth that they seem almost modern, resembling the minimalist designs of the 20th century architectural style known as brutalism. This comparison is misleading. What looks modern to us today was simply a practical design choice for the Mauryas. Carving into granite wasn't about aesthetics, it was about function. Smooth, polished surfaces reduced the risk of cracks and made the caves easier to clean and maintain. They were practical solutions to real challenges, not evidence of alien technology or advanced machinery. So, how did the Mauryas achieve this level of craftsmanship? The answer lies in their tools and techniques. Workers used iron chisels and pickaxes to carve the caves from front to back, ensuring stability as they progressed. The pickaxe marks left behind in unfinished sections are clear evidence of this process. To achieve the polished finish, they likely used abrasives like sand and water, a method that requires time, skill, and patience, but not lasers or advanced machinery. Then there's the question of lighting. Critics often wondered how ancient workers could see in the dark depths of these caves. The answer is simple. They used oil lamps and torches. These were enough to light up their workspaces, especially with proper ventilation to prevent smoke buildup. Mining and cave digging were common practices in ancient times, and the Mauryas were no strangers to these challenges. What about the supposed flaking of the granite, which some claim indicates extreme age? Geologists disagree. Granite can flake or spall for various reasons, including moisture and mineral deposits, regardless of its age. It's a natural process, not a clue to the cave's true timeline. But let's not get lost in the technical details. The true wonder of the Barabar Caves lies in their story. A story of human ingenuity, spiritual devotion, and cultural exchange. The Maurya Empire wasn't an isolated bubble. It interacted with the Greeks, Persians, and other civilizations, absorbing and adapting their techniques. This cultural fusion is evident in the caves, from their polished finishes to their architectural features. The legacy of the Barabar Caves doesn't end with the Mauryas. Their influence echoes through time, inspiring the breathtaking Buddhist caves at Ellora and Ajanta. These later creations, with their elaborate carvings and towering halls, might seem like an evolution, but they owe their roots to the humble yet functional designs of Barabar. What Barabar lacks in decoration, it makes up for in precision, and that precision is where the mysteries begin. Take the slanted doorways, for example. At first glance, they look like mistakes, don't they? But they're not. These tilted doorways are a deliberate part of the design. Why? Some say it was to stabilize the structure or to align with spiritual concepts. Others argue that it was to control sound, creating a unique acoustic effect inside the caves. It's just one of the many details that leave you wondering what the architects had in mind. One unfinished cave might hold the key to these mysteries. Its walls are polished in some places, smooth in others, and left rough in the rest. It's like a snapshot of the construction process frozen in time. By studying this cave, archaeologists believe they've uncovered how these masterpieces were made. The process started with rough pickaxe work, carving out the basic shape. Then, finer tools smoothed the surfaces, and finally, polishing brought out that famous Maurya shine. Not everyone agrees. Critics say the unevenness of the work suggests that later, less skilled hands tried to finish what the original builders left behind. Look closely at the ceiling grooves and you'll see marks that don't match the polished walls. Are these signs of a rushed job by different workers, or just evidence of unfinished work from the same team? It's hard to say. And then there's the sound. If you stand in the center of the Saduma cave, your voice transforms. It resonates, creating a rich, layered echo that fills the space. It's no accident. The slight tilt of the walls enhances the sound, favoring resonance over traditional echoes. Imagine chanting mantras here, each note building on the last, creating a spiritual experience like no other. But how did they figure this out? Did the builders test the acoustics as they worked? Did they use trial and error? Or did they rely on ancient knowledge of sound and geometry? We may never know, but what's clear is that this was no ordinary construction project. Now let's talk about precision. Some claim the caves are so smooth and symmetrical that they must have been made with advanced tools, possibly even machines. But that's not the case. Measurements show the precision tolerance varies between 2 and 8 millimeters. For hand-carved work, that's incredible. For machines, it's just okay. And those imperfections? They are the fingerprints of human hands, proof of the artisan's skill and patience. Even the smooth, polished walls aren't perfectly flat. It's a fascinating optical illusion. The walls are smooth, but they're not flawless. This kind of finish could be achieved with simple tools and a lot of effort, sand, water, and countless hours of polishing. Another claim is that the cave's measurements reveal advanced knowledge of geometry. For example, the Saduma Cave circular chamber has a diameter of exactly 6 meters. Could it be a coincidence? Maybe. But we know that ancient Indian texts, like the Shulba Sutras, contain detailed geometric instructions, including the concept of pi. It's entirely possible the builders used this knowledge to plan the caves. But let's not get carried away. The idea that the caves were built with laser-like precision or secret measuring tools doesn't hold up to scrutiny. What we see is extraordinary craftsmanship, not alien technology. There's also talk about the caves being located over a geological discontinuity point. Supposedly, this gives them special energy or makes them resonate in specific ways, but there's no scientific evidence for this. It's another layer of mystery that adds to the allure of Barabar, but it doesn't explain its origins. And what about the claim that the caves were constructed to specific sound frequencies? Measurements show they resonate at certain frequencies, like 200 Hz and its multiples. But does that mean the builders intended this, or is it a natural byproduct of the cave's shape and materials? Without more data, it's impossible to say for sure. One thing is clear: Barabar Caves are a testament to human ingenuity. The builders didn't just carve out shelters, they created spaces that interact with sound, light, and the natural environment. They weren't just architects, they were artists and engineers, blending practicality with spirituality. So, why do these caves captivate us? Maybe it's because they blur the line between the ordinary and the extraordinary. They're ancient yet feel modern, simple yet complex, and while we can explain much about how they were made, the why still leaves room for wonder. The Barabar Caves remind us that history is full of surprises. The more we learn, the more questions we uncover. And that's what makes exploring the past so exciting. Thank you for taking this journey with me. If you enjoyed this dive into ancient mysteries, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. And let me know in the comments, what do you think about the Barabar Caves? Are they proof of advanced knowledge or just a remarkable achievement of ancient craftsmanship? I'd love to hear your thoughts, and see you in the next video.